Hope everybody had a great Easter weekend. Today's military morale support is going to be what was spoke about in the Courier here at Fort Campbell, covering military families and supporting military families for years. Being a kid at heart is Kids Month, military style. How many people knew it was Kids Military Month? By Megan Locke Simpson, Courier staff. I bet you've been there since you were a kid. Any relations to that cartoon, The Simpsons? Because if I saw you on Explicit, I would become the mine. I do it all the time with other people. Any relations to peas and carrots? Bugs Bunny? Yeah. I'm playing Call of Duty, Halo, you name it. For 10-year-old Jackson Elementary School students Nathan Miller, the life of a military child is both hard and fun. When his dad is for deployment on his birthday, it was hard. However, there are perks. I get to go places normal kids don't usually get to, he said. To celebrate the real zone sacrifice of Mel and his peers, the Department of Defense designates April as the month of the military child. During this month, the U.S. military, along with the Department of Defense, schools, child care organizations, and other groups set aside time to celebrate military children. Fort Campbell kicks off the month with parades of the Child Development Center's Family Fun Days and other events. At Jackson Elementary, students and teachers participated in a Spirit Week, April 7th through Friday. Students celebrated by dressing up for theme days such as Career Day, Hat Day. Jackson has also donated quilts that the students helped create to Fort Campbell Fisher House. Tomasa Ross is a part of a team of teachers at the school that helped plan the month of the military child activities this year. The month of the military child is special to our children because it gives us another opportunity to celebrate our small heroes for their extraordinary acts and resiliency in military children. The fourth grade teacher said, we try to plan fun and engaging activities for the students, however, also we can plan activities where the students can give back to their communities. Many of the classes were visited by well-known people throughout the Fort Campbell and Clarksville communities, including Department of Defense, Education Activity, Kentucky District Assistant Superintendent Gary Gerstner, Clarksville Mayor Kim McKellen, and Miss APSU Victoria Davis, amongst others, who all read aloud to younger students. Davis visited with a class taught by Anna Swell and Paula Phillips Friday afternoon, where she read a patriotic book called I Pledge Allegiance to the kindergarten class, now a 21-year-old Austin, PA student, university student pursuing a biology pre-med degree. Davis' father also served at Fort Campbell. While she discussed everything from wiggly teeth to her crown with kindergarten class. Davis said she was excited to be able to give back to children who are going through experiences she understands well. It was definitely really rewarding to hear how happy the kids are. She said they like, oh, my dad came back, and I was so happy because I'm definitely had that same feeling myself when my dad came back from a couple of deployments. To cap off the Spirit Week activities, Jackson Elementary students and staff gathered for assembly Friday afternoon. The Fort Campbell High School JRTC Color Guard participated along with exhibition drill team whose world rivals such the younger students' delight. 101st Airborne Division Transportation Officer Major David P. Key served as the guest speaker. Key had two children enrolled at Jackson, Jessa and Spencer. God bless you. 101st Airborne Division Transportation. He explained how military children account for about 3% of the entire population of school-age children in the United States, or about 2 million students. While the statistics alone make military children unique, Key also explained the frequency of moves makes their lives different in case. Haven't experienced it yet, you're going to move anywhere from 1 to 8 times in your life. He said you have to go change your schools everywhere you go. You have to adjust to new teachers. You have to adjust to new students and new classes. That's a pretty daunting task, I tell you, especially those serving, having kids in your life, having to deploy, and being an officer, son. I can't lost count how many times I'd be in the middle class making friends, and all of a sudden he tapped me on the shoulder while the teacher was standing there teaching, hey, we gotta go, son. But I just made friends. I'm sorry, we gotta go. It's time to move. Imagine how that is for a kid, going from one place to another. Hang in there, you know. At least the parent deployment average of teaching 8 times the military apart from other students. What I think is cool through is, though, these experiences and hardships, you guys have the ability to like no other child in the nation to make it all work. The soldier said, you settle in more quickly and make friends faster. You gain sense of responsibility during your separation that nobody else gets to experience. I think that puts you a step ahead of all the children in our nation. Todd Kirkendale, DODEA, Kentucky District Assistant Superintendent, also commended Jackson Elementary students for their sacrifice and resiliency. You're able to adapt to change and diversity sometimes much better than an adult because change is inevitable. She said, you're going to get taller, you're going to get older, you're going to go to different places, you're going to move to be able to move those skills when you have adversity is very, very important. That's the reason it's important to have resilience. After the 101st Airborne Division Band concluded the assembly, 10-year-old Jessica Key spoke about how proud she was to have her father came and speak keys of fourth grade. She has already moved to multiple times, but she also makes the best of it. It's sad moving when you miss your friends, but sometimes you can sort of get there and email and keep in touch, she said with a smile. For any further information, you can look up at Clarksville.com, Nashville.com. You can see all kinds of stuff going on with Courier.com. Next one I'm going to talk about is an article that's considered as a very important considering relations. Remember, relations take halfway. Based on my book, you have to meet 50-50 or it just won't work. While you're deployed, deployment, your job is not an excuse. There are some folks out there who are actually, quote, married to their job. Anything else other than you is like, you're somewhere out there, maybe a trophy on a fire blaze half the time. That's what it feels like. And half the time you have to be complete or write a letter, post them, or somehow carrier pigeon to get their attention. And then when they come home from PCSing or deploying, you want to smack them silly because they forgot to write 6 months out of the whole year. Aw, I told her before you did, darn. You don't just see it from movies like Dear John or Nicholas Sparks or Platoon. There's another good one. He's sitting there writing to his grandmother. He enlisted. Charlie Sheen. And God bless everybody else that starred in the movie. We were soldiers. You've got mail. You don't just see it on a movie like that. The Guardian, Kevin Costner. Another good one. My husband and I have been married for almost 2 years, carrying on. But we have known each other for 8 years. We have been through a lot. Loss of a parent, being a parent to his teenager sister for PCS twice in 1 year. There have been a lot of things good and bad. But in this hardest thing in my life, my husband is deploying in 2 months. And I have never felt so heartbroken. I keep myself from crying around him. I try to stay strong because I don't want him to know I'm hurting. I don't even want our outside family knowing I'm hurting because I feel like I have to be the strong one. But it feels like he's trying to do the same. He's not big on telling me his feelings, but as a good wife, I always know how he was feeling no matter what. He tries to hide his feelings. Now all the little things we never got mad over, we are starting to fight about. You know, we could get upset with each other from time to time. This is a different. We could get over in 10 to 15 minutes, but now it's hours, which feels like days. I don't want to fight with him. I just want him to spend every moment of every day with me. I know this isn't a big problem. I know either military spouses are going through the worst, and I'm not the only one. I just want to know what to do. I want our last months together to be amazing or just better. She writes. Now, having said all that, here's an important piece of advice, especially when you're just arriving here at Fort Campbell. There is help out there, and luckily for you military personnel, it's free. Because if you go off base, just like that movie Independence Day, where the guy's on the phone wanting to talk to his counselor for $300, hey, listen, for $300 an hour, you can put me through to him at his pad, okay? The part where it really gets hectic. Watch it, you'll be alright. Your feelings are normal, and you can go to, let's see here, Military One Source. To get help, which is, let's see here. Write this down, first sergeants, because you never know, again, when you might need this number, and don't let it hit you in the rear on the way out, because you forgot what open door policy means at the end of the day while caring for so many personnel. That goes for you colonels, you name it. You never know, some military couple come up to you, hey, just in process, is there a military counselor, guidance, relationship counselor out there anywhere on your installation? Here's a very helpful website, military1source.com, or call 1-800-342-9647 on Fort Campbell here. Especially, you can also call the Military Family Life Consultants at 270-956-2935 for free. That's right, you guys don't have to pay anything. You don't have to pay $300 an hour. Here I have a psychology degree, and here I am giving this information for free. What's really going on? Stay motivated, get squared away, write this on your calendar somewhere. Next to suicide, depression, those topics I discussed. Watch the video. A general will tell you this one day, did you? I'll put this on for my health, you know. Call 1-800-342, again, 9647 Fort County. You can also call the Military Family Life Consultants at 270, even test them out. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Especially you sergeants, you should write this down too. 956-2935. You never know what new person comes into your squad that might need counseling, being married, or separating, which have you. For free. Better to be a friend than someone who sits there with her tail between her legs and does nothing. That's not a friend. That's somebody who's less than a friend. Real friends care. They stand by each other's side. They don't sit there and leave people defenseless. Or what have you. That's not a real friend. Real friends show concern, support, just like Army Wives, the TV show, especially the reunion. You learn from what they've been through. Those are actual stories that they've shared and acted out from military experiences. Live consultants, how many knew that? Live consultants again at 270-956-2935 for free. Confidential counseling and advice. Additional counseling services are available 24/7 at 270-798-CARE, C-A-R-E on the phone. Especially those using dial. Yeah, right. 270-798-CARE. Got that? Don't say I didn't tell you this one, because some general will tell you this 5 months later, it's coming. You're full bird colonel of a base because you failed to write that number down. Oh, well, you're in push-up, God forbid. I'm not afraid to grab your boss by the ear while giving this information out, because it's free. I give advice. Listen. Don't say I didn't tell you. And those of you off base, you can look up your local guidance counselor on your town, community. Look at counseling, marriage counseling. Just type it in, search bar. It'll pull it up real fast. Even on here, it'll pull up examples up here on this channel right here. Type in marriage counseling, it'll pull up something close, similar to it. And for those of you also needing child care, especially Join Army Community Service Mobilization Deployment Friday for post-deployment resiliency training, which covers resilience skills and also goes over what to expect after deployment, which happened last week. You can call 270-412-3195. All children must be registered through CYSS. Service spot for information about the training. Contact ACS Mobilization Deployment at 270-412-3195. Alrighty, look out for each other. Your work is not an excuse to blow someone off. Don't take your frustration after having a long day or deployment on your family. Take your hind parts in your gym, rec center, USO. You'll be alright. Square away. And then come home and feel better. Talk it out. Meet halfway. Don't call each other names. That's just ridiculous. You know, the part of that inner child is bound to come out sooner or later. You gotta meet halfway. It's not about what he or she can do for you, but what you can do for them and what you can put on the table that you haven't tried. You can play cards, make it fun, play Monopoly, something. and talk it out. Put the telephone away, you bear. Much love. Love each other. Stay motivated.